So one of the books highly recommend you read if you're into ancient history and the universe and consciousness is The Anunnaki of Niburu, Mankind's Forgotten Creators, Enslavers, Destroyers, Saviors, and Hidden Architects of the New World Order by Gerald Clark. So Gerald Clark is a genius. He was way ahead of his time. When he wrote this book, not only did he go into great detail about how the Anunnaki genetically engineered us, but he even broke it down into mathematical equations from, corresponding to everything from the chakras, the human energy body, the pineal gland, the frequencies and energies, waveforms, and how everything works. So he describes it with his own words, but then he also gives you all his equations for everything. And then he gets into, how it's all tied into the Anunnaki and how that all ties into politics and governments. And then he makes the biblical connections with tons of examples. I read this book back in 2015. I read it cover to cover back then. And I grabbed it again. I was just kind of going through it. And it just kind of reminds me of like how much of a genius this dude was and how far ahead he was, for the knowledge in his time in regards to, our ancient past and how it's all connected to the gods, Atlantis, the Anunnaki, the Genesis. But then when he goes into all the stuff about the human energy body and the pineal gland, and then he breaks it down with all the mathematical equations and the different waveforms and things like that. It's just really ingenious. It's rare to come across someone that can connect this many dots in one book.